At the end of each class day, we typically sit down with our students and go over the videos from that day. We call this video debrief, and we wanted to share it with you. In this video, we'll go over the good, the bad, the great, and the ugly, and pinpoint what can make it better. This particular motor is much larger than what the pilot was used to, so upon inflation of the wing, it shot up faster overhead, and he just wasn't able to check it in time, causing the nose wheel to pop up, and he saved it and moved forward, but that's exactly what happened on this one. While I know it sounds like I keep repeating myself, this is the most common mistake with triking, is not checking the glider enough, and that's what happened here. Right about here is where you should start checking the glider. Now it does depend on which glider and how fast it's coming up. One last thing to really critique, when that glider gets out of control, make sure to put both hands down towards the ground and hold them there. It'll keep the wing down and keep it from reinflating. When checking a wing, make sure to put your hands up nice and slow. If you put them up too fast, it can actually cause a frontal collapse, which is what happened here. Remember, any brake that you pull, put your hands up slowly. Before we get into critiquing this, listen to the power. Inflation was great, power was great, checking the wing was great, never came off of full power. At full power, when the wing is this far off to the side, creates a very, very high chance of being able to flip yourself to the side. Remember to slow down when you're taxiing. We teach that if you have the space available to you, use it to taxi and make sure that wing is perfect overhead before you go to full power. It creates less chance of something wrong happening. The pilot here used as much space as they could and made sure that that wing was perfectly stable before launching. When landing with power on, we hold about 10 to 20% stable power all the way to landing. Then we use pressure as well, and it makes a very smooth landing. The pilot here brought the wing down to the side. The reason we do that is in high wind situations, it reduces your risk for flipping over if the wing catches wind. So we talked about frontal collapses already. Not holding enough brake pressure or letting your hands up too soon can induce a frontal collapse. That's all that happened here, was not checking the glider on inflation. Keep in mind when a glider needs to come down and it's out of control, both hands all the way to the ground. Up to this point, inflation, taxiing, everything is looking great. We're utilizing the space that we have to make sure that that wing overhead is stable before going to take off.
A little more power. Just go to full power, full power. Keep your eyes forward, full power. A little bit of pressure. Hold the full power. You're fine. Hold the full power, hold the full power, hold full power. Hold full power, hold full power now. Full power.
One of the more dangerous things that you can do in both foot launch and trike is letting off power immediately off of takeoff. It's really important to make sure that you get to a safe altitude before letting off of your power. This was a perfect inflation and perfect check of the glider. The only really small critique I would say is bring your arms in closer to you like a piston instead of out like Superman. It'll help you feel the glider a little bit better. The pilot took off with a very mild oscillation, which caused a swing. It wasn't dangerous, but keeping your eyes on that wing all the way through takeoff will help prevent this. We hope you guys like this video, and keep your eyes out for our next debrief video.